All right, everybody, welcome back. We are now making the game engine, and at first it might seem a little bit, I don't know, like we're making a trivial change to an existing thing, but I think you will see soon that as we expand the game, it's going to be really nice to have that this engine concept. A game engine is basically a piece of software that manages all the objects that are inside of a game. You know, all the mobs, all the blocks, all the terrain, all the doodads, everything inside of the game is being managed by some sort of, loop that's going over and over again and making everything work, right? So that's our game engine, and we sort of have that in proto form. We have this loop here. Right now, this is a bullet engine. It's only really making bullets work. But without much difficulty, we can convert this into a game object engine. And a game object engine is essentially a game engine because everything's going to be a game object as we move forward. Okay, so what we're going to do is make that shift. So I'm going to go over to Asteroids, the main tab, and I'm going to look for where we make our array list. So it's an array list of bullets. So now I want to make an array list of game objects. And it's going to be called objects. So this list will contain all of our objects, our spaceship, our bullets, our asteroids, our UFOs, and anything else that we come up with. This list, because it is of the super class, can contain any type of object that is extending that superclass. So it's like having a mammal list, and you could put tigers on the list, and elephants on the list, and humans on the list, because they're all mammals. You won't be able to put lizards on the list, because they're not mammals, but anything that is of that class, of that superclass. So right now we only have spaceships and bullets, but no worries, we'll continue on with the exciting additional objects later. Okay, so here we got our game objects list. Fun times. Let's go and see what other changes we have to make. So I think first of all, we better go to our setup and, oops, this broke. So let's make this objects now. It's not called bullets anymore. And now we have this here. Player 1 equals new spaceship. That's good. Why don't we add that to our list? I think that would be really nice. We can just put this into our list. Right now, we're kind of remote controlling our ship. We're saying player1.show, player1.act. We're just doing that manually. So I'm going to get rid of that. I'm actually going to delete that because it's going to be in our list and it's going to get processed by the game engine loop. So after I say player1 equals new spaceship, I am going to say objects.add player1. So it'll be the first object in the game engine. So then, what else do we got to do? Well, our game engine is still based on bullets, so let's change it over to be about objects. And there's strikingly little we have to do to change this. I can simply say objects.size instead of bullets. I can make this objects.get, because it's the same concept. And then instead of current bullet, I'm going to take out this as a game object. And I will say current object. And that's kind of long-winded. Ugh, I don't know. I'll just leave it as it is. If you have a better name for it, please feel free. So this might represent bullets. It might represent spaceships. But they all have act and show methods. So whatever it is, we'll tell it to act and show. So, we're starting to simplify our code. And we also have this great now multi-purpose loop that will animate any game object we create in the future as well. Let me just double check to make sure we're not missing anything. Oh yeah, there's one other place where we have bullets still. That's when we shoot our bullet in the spaceship class. So now instead of saying bullets.add, we'll say objects.add. We're going to add a new bullet to our object list. And that's great because a bullet is a game object, so we can stick it in that list. Okay, so let's run. Are we missing anything? Looks good. So now our spaceship can fly, and our bullets, our bullets are having some trouble. We broke something with the bullets. But nonetheless, like, they are in there. So let's go figure out what happened to our bullets. I think I forgot to change something. Oh yeah, I see what I did. My bad. When I recreated the bullet constructor, you might have noticed this. Maybe you saw I made this mistake. It actually wasn't supposed to be velocity. It's supposed to be direction, right? We shoot in the direction of the spaceship, not the velocity of the spaceship. So sorry about that. We made that change now. Let's see if that functions. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, it works. Awesome. Okay, things are looking good. Now, I think I'm gonna pause there. We've done a lot of work. I got a couple other things that we can do. I think we can see that our spaceship can fly almost as fast as we can shoot bullets. That's a little embarrassing. There's probably a few little touch-up things that would be fun to work on. So maybe we'll make a little video on that. But I want you just to pause and look how far you've come. Hopefully you're asking questions as you go to make sure everything's making sense. But we've now made sort of a rudimentary game engine that's expandable. We can add new game objects to, but that loop is solid. That loop here in game, like, that's all the loop we need to animate everything in this project. And this is where this is the big brain, the mighty piece of code that we are looking forward to writing this year. Okay, thanks everybody. We'll see you in the next video.